The Galactic Dominion had conquered 12,000 worlds. Entire civilizations had fallen before their fleets. Some planets resisted with primitive weapons. Some surrendered instantly. Others begged for mercy as Dominion warships darkened their skies. But in the end, every species learned the same truth. The Dominion always won. That was why the council chamber of the Dominion was filled with quiet confidence. The topic of Earth appeared on the massive central display. A blue planet slowly rotated above the circular war table. Storm systems spiraled across its oceans. Continents glowed with the lights of billions of cities. Supreme Strategist Tharek folded his armored arms as he studied the world. "This planet is chaotic," he said calmly. "Violent weather, dangerous wildlife, primitive political structures, frequent warfare." Several commanders nodded as the data scrolled across their screens. To them, the humans looked unstable. Their history was filled with wars and internal conflict. Their governments constantly argued with one another. Even their own planet seemed determined to destroy them with storms, earthquakes, and disease. In short, it looked like an easy conquest, but the Dominion never rushed blindly into invasions. Before conquering any world, they always sent a single soldier, the best observer the Dominion possessed. Supreme Strategist Tharek slowly turned toward the chamber doors. A tall, armored figure stood waiting silently in the shadows. "Commander Tharek." Tharek stepped forward with heavy metallic footsteps. His species, the Vortari, were apex predators from one of the most dangerous worlds in the Dominion. Tharek bowed his head slightly. "Strategist," Tharek gestured toward Earth, "your mission is simple. Observe the humans for 48 hours. Determine their weaknesses." Tharek stared silently at the blue world. Another planet, another inevitable victory. "Understood." Hours later, Tharek's stealth vessel slipped silently into Earth's atmosphere. Below him, the planet was alive with movement. His vessel descended quietly and landed deep within a remote forest. The hatch opened with a soft mechanical hiss. Tharek stepped onto the soil of Earth. Immediately, his suit sensors began scanning. Gravity was higher than Dominion standard. The air composition was volatile but breathable. The planet itself was hostile, and yet humans lived here comfortably. Curious. Within 2 hours, Tharek reached a crowded human city. His cloaking field rendered him completely invisible. Humans walked past him constantly. They talked loudly. They laughed. None of them appeared frightened of the dangerous world they lived on. Suddenly, a loud siren echoed through the streets. In the distance, a building was burning. Flames poured from shattered windows. Red emergency vehicles arrived. Humans wearing heavy protective gear jumped from the vehicles. Instead of running away, they ran directly toward the fire. Tharek watched in confusion. Minutes later, they emerged. One firefighter collapsed. He was exhausted, but he was smiling. The children were alive. Tharek felt something unfamiliar. Confusion. Why would a species willingly run into a fire? Several hours later, Tharek traveled toward Earth's coast. Dark storm clouds gathered over the ocean. Massive waves slammed violently against the shore. In the distance, a small rescue boat struggled against the storm. The human crew searched desperately for a vessel lost in the violent sea. Suddenly, one of the crew members was thrown into the freezing water. Another human dove in immediately. They were risking their lives for a stranger. 20 hours into the mission, Tharek entered a human research facility. Scientists were studying extremely dangerous viruses. One scientist accidentally dropped a sealed container. For a moment, the room froze. Then the scientists moved with calm precision. 40 hours into the mission, Tharek climbed a mountain overlooking a city. Lights stretched across the landscape like glowing rivers. In that moment, Tharek understood. Humans were not weak. They were the products of a death world. Everything about their planet forced them to adapt, to endure, to survive, to persist. They had evolved in constant danger, and that danger had shaped them. At the 48-hour mark, Tharek returned to his vessel. He opened a secure communication channel. Supreme Strategist Valrek appeared. "Well, Commander, have you identified Earth's weaknesses?" Tharek remained silent. Humans are physically weaker than many species in the Dominion. Individually, they are not impressive warriors. Valrek smiled slightly. "Excellent. So the invasion can proceed?" Tharek slowly shook his head. "No. Earth cannot be conquered." Valrek's expression hardened. "Explain." "Most species in the Dominion evolved on stable worlds, but humans evolved on Earth. This planet is constantly trying to kill them. And they survive anyway. Survival is not their most dangerous trait. Humans run toward danger. They enter burning buildings to save strangers. They sail into deadly storms. Most species avoid danger. Humans confront it. And that makes them extremely difficult to defeat. You could destroy their cities. You might even conquer their planet for a time. But humans would never stop fighting. They would rebuild. They would adapt. And eventually they would defeat you. My recommendation is simple. Do not invade this planet. Instead, learn from it. Far below on Earth, life continued as it always had. Firefighters answered emergency calls. Rescue crews sailed into dangerous waters. Scientists continued studying the mysteries of their world. And somewhere high above the planet, an alien soldier watched quietly. For the first time in his long military career, Tharek felt relief. Humans were not the strongest species in the galaxy, but they possessed something far more powerful, the refusal to surrender. And that was why Earth could never truly be conquered.